So how do you think that
Yes.
it is helpful, coding and programming? What is the role of these two functions? Do you think there is a great function of coding and programming in our life?
It's only, sir, actually it's a same function, we call it different through different names.
Yeah.
Coding is actually mathematical terms in which
Mm-hmm.
we have to code a software through which computer
Mm-hmm.
perform certain tasks. So actually it's called programming,
Uh-huh.
and the person who did programming known as programmer.
So do they sometimes give you project to do on programming?
Yes,
Eh,
of course, they give tasks to us so that we can learn. Actually, I am learning right now. I am not a proper developer.
Uh-huh. So is there a chance that you work in a team to do a project?
Uh, Not usually. Actually, we are now learning in a learning process.
Uh-huh.
So I think in fourth or fifth semester, we
Mhm.
will be given. They will give us
Mhm.
proper tasks in a group, or uniquely, which we have to do unique as a one person or in a group.
Okay.
So right now they gave us tasks so we can do as a one person, not as a group.
Okay. So individually, you have some
Yes.
tasks on programming. So have you ever done a project on your own relating programming? Have you done some kind of programming in
Yes,
your?
actually, I am learning. So the task given by the teacher, I did it on the time. So yes, I did, but it's not related. We can use it in proper in our use. You can say in our daily life. Actually, it's a simple code. A simple solution. So an application. We actually the basic purpose of programming is an application.
Hmm.
Application is consist of different programs, solution of different programs. So and combine them together, so
Hmm.
one application, software is developed. Like in Zoom we have multi tasking
Hmm.
softwares, like it performing recording, it actually letting us to do screen sharing, let us screen sharing. So this is a simple one program. So this whole software is containing different programs, functions. So actually I am just creating a one function. I am practicing actually, like I am
Hmm.
practicing this IELTS course. So I am actually in a practice process, so and learning process.
Okay. Some people you see design web pages, and on the web pages there are functions, so different buttons are given. Again, like
Actually
um,
it's a user interface.
interface.
You are
Yes.
talking about user interface, there is
Hmm.
coding behind it.
There's
So
coding behind it. So if I design a page, the coding is automatically done. You just cut and paste. You see, it works like that. Hello, hello. I have lost your speech. Are you there?
yes sir, hello, sorry,
Hmm.
my internet, there was problem in my
All right, all right.
connection.
So actually, I want to design a page, and I want
Okay.
to work it as on internet see pages. As you see, there are the buttons. Press home button, and you have a different function.
Actually,
Then
you
there's
want to create a website. You want me to
yeah.
create a website for you.
Hmm. Yes, I want to, but if there are ready-made, so templates are available, and they give us
Yes,
templates.
template
It's
are,
make it
yes,
select,
yes, there are
but
templates.
I want
Yes,
to,
of course, there are templates.
I want to make a website on my own, shift the buttons, and to see change the order. So that is
Actually, there is simple way. There are simple way. There is an app which help us. There
uh,
is WordPress. So
WordPress.
yes, actually I told you I have a work. So I work on website. I have a
Um,
website,
hmm.
and I am very familiar with the the WordPress. So if you want me, so I can help you. I have a friend who who
Mhm.
built. So actually, I am working for him. So I will ask him. He will develop a website for you. Let me
Okay.
know the name for your website. Actually, it matters a lot. We have to purchase a name. So then there
It,
is hosting.
yes, I will. See, I will sometimes I design a page. It set some particular requirements. So I went. I actually sometimes I think I literally forget about that. I get involved in some kind of different activities, and there are some see other ways of using, you see, introducing myself on the website, like you see Facebook page is also there. We can add, delete, or whatever it is, and we have some other facilities. I have, you see, previously I had some websites, but uh,
Okay.
they are not active anymore because they were given free, maybe for 6 months or 1 year they were given, and now I have lost.
Actually, there are free ways, given
Hmm.
by Google.
Uh,
So they are not for free.
uh-huh.
No, not for a limited time. Actually, they are
Limited
for
time.
no,
Uh,
those websites are not for limited time.
mhm. So
Uh,
Google gives some pages like this that we can
yes,
introduce and develop a
there are other thing known as blogger.
blogger,
There
huh?
is another blogger. So
Hmm.
actually, I don't recommend blogger. It's not that much.
Uh-huh.
People don't.
Hmm.
If sir, I want to know on which topic you want to build your website. So
Uh,
actually, I will know.
it should be an easy name. For example, 123 Wahid. That can be like this,
No, no,
or
no. What do you want to upload on that website?
myself don't know. I have not planned yet. Okay. So sometimes I think that some
Do you want
useful ideas
are
can
you
become. It was very
for earning, or
well for
are you
business purposes. Basically, is that it is that we should give information to others that what skills we have. Then people sometimes
okay
they need our skills. For example,
services?
you services. We give YouTube channel. I started, and it is easy for some people to go there, see there, see what type I am.
Actually, if you want to earn, so there are other platform like Fiverr. So you have to create a narrative, or creative writing, or article
Mm.
writing.
Article writing,
So
yes.
people will pay you. So people will pay you. So
Mm.
there are other platform. If you want, I will let you
Mhm.
know about those
Okay.
platform like Fiverr, Upwork.
Mhm.
You have to create a profile there.
Mhm.
So the first contract is very difficult to take. Other than there, it's very easy, user friendly.
Uh-huh.
And so if you want, I will guide you.
Okay, we'll discuss about it later. So today, let us start our English speaking test. So in the beginning, they ask you simple questions about your name, about your place where you live, and sometimes they talk about the weather. It's cold or hot or not hot. When is summer? When is spring? And your favorite weather. Sometimes they talk about these things. And today, and they may ask you your name, and they may talk about the names as well, why names are important, and what type of names. You see, we have mostly Islamic names, they have
Yes.
Islamic meanings, Islamic words, you see, yeah, which they show our great attachment to Islam. So, some people have some other preferences for names as well. So, will you tell me what your name is Fahim, and what does Fahim actually means?
It's mean, the in Urdu it's known as Dana Akalman,
Why?
and
Why? Mhm.
in English it's mean wise. So
Why? So?
the a person who did his task wisely, and known as for him.
So, what
The
is
meaning of
the what is the history of your name? Who selected it for you?
actually it's my uncle who is younger than my father.
Hmm.
So he selected my name. Actually, his friend name was him.
Hmm.
So his name admire him. So he told my mother. So it
Hmm.
decided to
Your name
know
should be for him. Okay.
should be name.
Do you like your name?
Yes, of course I know like my name because it's very unique, and
Mm-hmm.
people get very attractive with this name.
Okay.
There is attraction with names too.
Ah, yes.
So
So you have great attachment to your name.
yes, of course.
Okay. The thing is that is there any other name that you like very much? For example, naturally you will have your children someday as
Yes,
well.
of course.
So what will be the
So
name that you will select for your first child, male child, that God bless you someday?
actually, it depends. I want my parent to decide for this. So
Mm.
actually, but there are names which they which really admire me, like
Mm.
Moise. He was my friend, so his personality. Personality also matters.
Oh.
The character, the person we live with, the person who live around with us. So it also depend the name admire the reason behind the name. His name admired me most because his personality. He always react chill, you know no matter what will happen. So he always react chill. No, there is no problem. He like people like me.
Uh-huh.
If there's something happen,
Uh-huh.
not like not that much big happen, but minor. There is if there is minor problem, I just take it is at my head, took it
Mm.
at my head.
Mm.
Really get very upset about that. Even a single small problem happen it just.
Mm.
So I
So,
think the name should be choose very wisely.
so do you think that names also have this is psychological effect on one's personality? Is that true?
Of course,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
They,
If a person have a not a good name. So even some persons have, like when I was 2 or 3 year ago,
mm.
when I went to a academy, there was a
Mm.
girl. Her
Mm.
name was known as Atma.
Mm.
So in our society, it's not really rare that some people, some person should have a name like that. So
Mm.
I think name should be chosen wisely. So
Mm.
it really uh, it can affect our character, our personality a lot.
Mm.
So I think a name should be suitable according to our personality.
All right. So very informative information you have given me about your names. So see, here are some questions about the names. How did your parents choose your name? Naturally, you told me that your uncle decided about your name and your parents supported that
Actually,
name. Uh,
Actually, I created this story. So actually, of course, it was my
very
uncle.
good.
But
Very
as
good.
Chuchi told me, so I created this story. His
Sure,
friend
sure,
was,
sure. Very much. It looks very much like real. Okay, so very good. You filled
yes.
the gap very wisely. Okay, so good. The good efforts.
Actually, I am kind of puzzled today. Actually, I have a fatigue in my
Mm.
right elbow, so
Yeah.
that's why I am puzzled.
Mm.
You can
Okay.
sense that too
All right.
through
Okay.
my language.
Okay. No, no, you are. It's very nice, and I see some changes, positive changes when I every class that you feel comfortable, and I also feel very comfortable to talk to you. So it's all right. We are making improvements. So does your name have any special name meaning? So you have told me that it means wise person. So what is the real story
Yeah.
about your name? Let's see who
Uh,
selected your name. You're not your uncle. Who was that?
Yes, I said it was my uncle
Uh-huh.
actually,
Uh-huh.
but he, as I told you, he had a friend. Actually, he don't had a friend.
Uh-huh. All right, all
So,
right. So there is a
I
little
created
bit you
this story.
added. So
I
you
modified.
modified the story. All right, very nice.
Yes,
So is your name common or unusual in your country?
it's not a common name. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's unique,
Mm-hmm. So do you think
not
that
that much
name
common.
should be name should be unique or it should be a common name? Is it common
Yeah,
name or easy
actually,
to remember?
yes, there are. You know, everything have pros and cons. So you know, like
Uh-huh.
if we have a unique name, it might click in someone's mind. You know, if we are going for job, so
Uh-huh.
it might impact him if I have a common name. So
Okay.
he might have a some person he don't like, or he hate someone
Mm.
with the person with same name, so he might discredit me. So there are, everything have pros and cons.
So,
So
so far, how do you think your name is useful for you? In which way you find it helpful, useful for you?
actually actually, as you know, in our society people have a bad habit to
Uh,
modify others name.
yes.
So I think I am blessed in that way.
Mm.
People really don't modify my name, like
Uh,
you know
mhm.
if someone have name Ali.
Uh,
Ali is, people don't modify it
modify
because
this.
because they also think, yeah, there is a Sahaba's name.
Holy
So
name.
other name like, example of Sugra.
Uh,
So they call them Sugo, like
yes.
that.
Okay.
So I think I am blessed in that manner.
All right. So, don't you think that it is, you see, your name is not very common, and sometimes the people forget, you tell your name and people forget and they ask you again and again, oh,
No,
sorry.
actually, as I told you, I think my name is very unique. So uh, I don't think people really, like to amuse with my name. When they know about my name, so actually they attract with my name.
Uh,
So I think name also factors, to create friends.
oh, yes, it is.
So actually, people like to be friended with me, but I am like conservative type. I don't get used to the people,
We
if
are not
anyone want to be around me.
sociable.
Yes.
All right. So, have you ever seen anybody else by this name for him?
Yes, of course, there was a person who used to, work at my home while our house was under construction. So his name was Fahim.
Okay. So, how different do you think that the other person was? That for him should be like you, don't you think? And not
Actually,
someone.
I was not that much, I was just, I was like a kid, So
Hmm.
he was a man at that time. I don't know where he's now. He is nowadays, but actually it was, his name attracts me. That actually he have a name similar to me. So sometime, when someone call him Fahim,
Uh-huh.
so I just
You
look
immediately
that. So,
you think.
yeah, immediately I think they call me. So that also matters a lot.
Uh-huh.
People, feel embarrassed when someone call others, so they look at them. So when they, they are not calling them, so they get confused, or feel annoying that what is happening here.
All
So
right.
this also matters.
Do you give favor to a person who is your namesake, who has the same
Yes,
name?
yes. As I told you, I gave attention, proper attention. He have a name, similar name. So yes, of course. Actually, when I came to know that his name is him too, so I went. One day he was not come. He
He
was
did
not,
not come. He did not come.
did not come.
Mm,
He
mm,
did not come to work. So actually, I go at his home and ask for him.
yeah.
So that that matter a lot for people
Mm,
if someone have
mm.
prioritize people prioritize those people who have their similar
All
name.
right, that's right. So, if you could change your name, would you? For example, if they ask you for him, if there is chance that you have to adopt a name, so will you accept another name or not?
No, actually, I really much
You
like
are
this name.
comfortable with your name.
Comfortable, actually, yes, you can
Mm-hmm.
say that I am very much comfortable with this name.
So
So
there's
you can say that I love this name,
so
my name.
changing name is out of question.
Yes,
All
of
right,
course, there is no doubt.
no doubt about it. Okay, you will have to talk about now. We are going into part two of the examination, this test.
Actually, I have to leave and rejoin the teams again. Actually, my screen is black.
Okay, all right. We can talk. You see, without just looking at the screen. Why screen is black? What happened?
Actually, I was there. So my sister-in-law was just calling while I
Hmm.
was in a class. So I
Uh-huh.
just went to tell her that
Hmm.
I am in class. So
Hmm.
I switched the application. So that's why I think it's glitching.
So can shall we restart if you see rejoin? So
I think
will that
I
set
think
okay?
I yes, of course it will be okay. I know that.
So you can rejoin. Never mind. I'm here online.
Okay, okay.
All right. Welcome
Yes,
back.
sir.
Well, is that okay now?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Everything is
So
visible to me.
with but so part two is so you will have to talk about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes to help you if you so wish. So now it is described to. Do you watch TV?
Yes, of course I watched TV.
So describe a TV documentary you watched that was particularly interesting. So,
So there
do you
are
like
many
documentaries?
documentaries. Yes,
Mhm,
yes, of course I like documentaries.
mhm. So,
So there was a documentary related to a person, life-saving documentary.
mhm,
A person who was stuck with his colleague, you can say his friend,
uh-huh,
at a at an island, or an abandoned land. So it was about their journey, how they cope with those problems.
uh-huh,
So yes, of course I watch TV documentary.
uh-huh,
So actually, you can say that the documentary was informative and also helping. You can say can help me in future.
mhm,
Uh, if there will be any problem or hurdle I will face like that. So yes, of course.
mhm. All right. So, what the documentary was about? It was about a person. See, was that famous person or not an ordinary person?
No, actually they were not famous person. So famous channel. I don't really documentary word documentary like that. I think
Mhm.
National Geography. Yes, of course it was
Natural Jigga.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So a person was telling his documentary how they cope with the hurdles and problems. So actually they were like two actors who had proper filming their
Yeah.
the documentaries. So
Mm.
when we see a picture and a film, like we really learn through these things,
Mm.
not oral things we don't really able
Mm.
to get the story or proper how they cope with
Mm.
the problems and hurdles. So it was like storytelling and with their proper
Mm.
acting or
Mm.
film, like it was like film.
All right. So, was there any important thing that you learned from this documentary?
Yes, of course, how to, how they cope with the problems, how they, lighten up the fire when there was nothing, how they, create such tools when they have nothing. So how they manage to get proper water, as we cannot drink up seawater, as you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
So there was such things which I learned from the documentary. You can say
Hmm.
that.
Do you think this type of documentaries are useful and everybody should watch?
Of course, these types of documentaries are very useful. Everyone should there should be proper training, as I told in our previous classes. There should be proper training camps developed by the government related, how to cope in different situations. So this must be added in that.
Hmm. All right. So this was why the TV documentary was particularly interesting. You have covered all these points, okay? So in this part of the test, the examiner will not ask you again and again different questions. So these are the questions given here. Four different type of questions are given, and you need to
Actually,
cover
I
them
have to
when you're
see.
speaking. Mhm.
Actually, I have to myself. Actually, he will give me time. So he gave me
Um,
this card. So he will not ask me a question. Is that it?
yes, yes. So yeah, it
I
is
have
that.
to answer myself and will have to cover all the points in that.
But I think you can easily you can talk for 1 to 2 minutes. So you have that you see potential, and you should try to apply as that. Huh? Okay, it will be like this.
Okay.
The topic will be like this, and there will be questions you see
Yes,
underneath.
I can create a
You
story by
can.
myself.
Oh
It's
yes,
okay.
of course, of course. Okay, okay. Now we come to the part three of the test. This discussions. Have you ever faced difficulties in your life?
Yes, of
Challenges.
course. Yes, we face challenges every day. Yesterday when you asked me for a class, so I
Hmm.
refused. Actually, I was facing a challenge.
Hmm.
So you can say I coped with it, and I copied it 50-50. You can say that, not 100%, but I did my task anyway. So there was a little bit of problem I was facing. So yes, of course, every day there is a challenge. Next day there is a bigger challenge. So
Hmm.
everything, every day, new day come with a big challenge.
New challenges. Okay.
Yes.
Is there
Yes,
any?
of course, we can also say that when we were children, there was nothing.
Oh yeah.
We don't have any problem.
Hmm.
So as we grow with the time, the problems, you can say that problems start,
Hmm.
start developing, evolving. So, problems will not be, challenges will not be ended. They will increase, even they will increase. So when I was in school, teacher used to say that, Fahim, just learn this, then your life will be easy. I
Hmm.
know that I at that time I used to think, yes, of course, if she's saying that, so obviously she is right, as she has experience. But even though the life had other challenges, you can say that with life, you can say that with family. So of course, every day is come with a huge and big challenge.
Okay. Mostly the young people like your age, and they are crazy about speed. When they are driving, they are you see they are overspeeding. When they are on the bike, they go very fast, and in their thinking habits, they are also very quick about thinking as well. They want to show the skills in their speeds. So, are you crazy for speeds as well, like other children are?
As my name, so my name is Fahim. So you can say I am a wise person.
You show
So I don't
responsibility.
really do such things. So I am responsible person. So I don't do that things which I have
Ah,
nothing to gain but to lost.
all right.
There will be no gain.
Okay.
So if
Mm,
if I will used to do this,
mm.
so there will be obviously even a single mistake will let me my whole life will be in misery. So I don't think this is a good habit, or you can say good act. So I don't really yeah, you can say actually yes, of course I like to do challenges, like to beat others in studies, not in that way you can say that in speed in bikes or other thing like that. Yes, of course in sport, yes, of course I do try to beat others. So not in you can say in dangerous thing like speeding while driving. Yes, of
Acha.
course. Sometimes I drive fast when you can say there is a
When you are in
hurry.
a hurry, hurry.
Like,
Mm,
yes, of course, a real hurry. Like, not that hurry that I am late. No, I don't
mm,
really
mm,
drive fast if you can say I am late
unnecessarily.
from school or like
Mm,
that. Yes, it's not necessarily. There is a saying that reach your destination. You can say that late,
late,
even
better
though
than late
not to reach
never. Better late than never. Okay, they
better
say. Uh,
than never. Yes.
So, how skillful are you in your driving? Do you have, there's a you see in on the road, there's so many vehicles are playing. So, how
Uh,
far are you skillful?
you can say that actually I just start driving while I got admission in university.
Mm.
Before that, I don't really used to drive. I just went to my university first day while driving myself. Even I don't had any idea.
Uh-huh.
I don't really used to drive before that. I just drive myself for the first day and my own bike. Actually, I had a concept. I have a concept that I don't really want other person's things to use. I don't want that. I don't really that kind of person to say that this is my brother's thing.
Mm.
You can say that I am a self-respected person,
Okay.
so
You don't want
I
help.
don't really like others. Yes,
You don't
I don't
like to request
like
for help.
others. Yes, yes.
Hmm. All right. So, have you ever lost your way somewhere?
What?
Have you ever lost way? Have you ever got lost in some area?
Uh, yes, of course.
Mm. Where?
It was about. You can say. I told you as it was after 3 or 4 days after you can say I get admission in UCP.
Uh-huh.
So I purchased new bike. So I told my friend I am coming at their home.
Uh-huh.
So actually, I used to go with him. I
Uh-huh.
used to go at his stop before
Uh-huh.
I had no bike, my own conveyance.
Mhm.
So when I used to reach at his stop, actually used to call him.
Mhm.
But at the first time when I was going to him at my own conveyance, so actually I called him and asked him that send me his location. As you know, there is a location feature in WhatsApp.
Uh-huh.
So he sent me his location. Actually, I don't know what was the reason. Uh, there was a malfunctioning in location.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I reached to another place,
Mhm.
but it was not that far.
Mhm.
So he was guiding me at mobiles, but I don't able to recognize. So then he asked me to send my location. Then he came at his bike and get me through.
Okay. All
You
right.
know,
So, in these different type of TV
along him.
programs are there. Let's talk about example questions here. So, what are most popular kids of TV programs? What are most
Kids
popular kinds? Sorry, not
kinds.
kids, kinds. What are the most popular kinds of TV programs in your country?
Actually, there are different kind of program. Like you can say, if I told you about my personal, nowadays I like to watch funny type of program.
No,
So
people. Mostly people.
I am just going to toward that.
All right, all
Okay,
right, all right, all
let
right,
let me let me explain.
all right.
So usually people, it's matter according to age.
Uh-huh.
If a kid, he usually like to watch a cartoon or animated movie like that. So if a teenager, some teenager used to watch even news channels, funny content, or you can say uh, nowadays people usually watching corona. There is corona, so people are just watching news channels.
Mm-hmm.
So the person who is you can say elders,
Elders,
so
yeah.
they usually watch TV program which
Mhm.
like news channels, like you can say and Islamic channels there are also. So they usually used to watch Islamic channels. And if I give my example of my mother, she
Mhm.
used to watch Islamic channels, news channels, and you can say sometimes she used to watch dramas. So it depends person to person.
Okay, so how far do you think that watching TV was necessary in the past? Do you think that watching TV has become just a formality? Everybody has a you
Yes,
see access to TV programs
yes.
on
Of course,
internet.
even a person who is not a literate person, no
Uh,
uneducated person, people,
uh-huh,
even they are using mobile. They are familiar how to use internet.
uh-huh.
So, of course, you can say there is fast, fast or far difference took place.
Mhm.
So yes, before internet and mobile, people usually used to watch TV. So
Um,
nowadays, there's not that much of concept watching TV,
mm,
because mobile is a fast network.
yeah.
People get news accurate and know in a short time.
Mm. What about going to cinema? Do you go to cinema for a movie sometimes?
Yes, of course, of course.
Mhm. When
Of
was
course, even though we can watch movies at our home, but watching movie with friends, it's another level of
Mhm.
you can say enjoyment. So of course I went to cinemas in different occasions. Like I went with friends last time when I was at my hostel.
Um,
So there was my friend, his uncle came
mhm.
along with his friend, so they
Mhm.
just invited us. So we went with them. So we watched a movie known as English movie,
Uh-huh.
Hollywood movie,
Uh-huh.
Rampage. It was a
Rampant. Mhm.
Rampage. It was about a gorilla.
Uh-huh.
So or you can say it was a sci-fi movie.
Uh-huh.
Gorilla. It was a gorilla and you can say fox, and there was a crocodile. So
Mhm.
it was kind of you can say sci-fi movie
Mhm.
in which crocodile and gorilla and you can say fox
Mhm.
went beyond the imagination.
Mhm.
Like uh, they've grown enough. There was an experimental test took place through which they, you can say, their size you can say became big enough. You can say they can easily destroy a whole building. You can
Mhm.
say a Burj Khalifa, even a Burj Khalifa.
Mhm.
So they became that much big. So it was really nice to watch that. movie, even it was the first day of the release. So it
Okay.
was before Corona. So we
Mm,
also enjoy a meal
mm.
there too, night meal,
Uh-huh.
dinner you can say.
Okay.
So it was a fantastic time I
Mm,
spent with my friends, and actually his uncle is also over teen, you can say, age mate. So he was also a friendly person. So I also like his comp too.
mm.
So
So, do you think, and the next question is that here, do you think there are too many game shows on TV? Okay, TV is
game shows.
game shows. Yes, you see a kind of games, who can see something like win or speak or things like you see,
Yes, of
small
course.
challenges games. You
Uh,
see,
yes, of course. There are game related. You can say ऐसे
play
चलेगा
and
game
like
show
play
into
and win or
ऐसे.
speak and win or something like that.
Yes, कैसे चलेगा ऐसे चलेगा game show.
Yes, yes,
This
yes. Mm,
this is the most famous Ramzan telecast show,
mm,
which usually telecasted in Ramzan. So yes, of course there are show, but I think they are branding their things, and also you can say misuse and
uh,
also insult people. You
uh-huh,
can say I was just watching a clip yesterday. It
uh-huh,
was about a person, teenager, responsible teenager,
uh-huh,
not a teenager. You can say a uh, well-grown person.
uh-huh,
So he was actually asking that I want the host, the person who was hosting the show. He was the person, the teenager was just asking him, "I want you to be my father." So
Oh,
I think this is nonsense, totally
oh,
nonsense.
oh, yes.
So I think this is not the way to show his
Mm,
love or
mm,
his attraction toward him.
mm,
So I think people also don't have, you can say, self-respect, or uh,
mm,
don't know how to speak, how to, you can say, communicate.
mm. All right. So, do you think that so? Yeah, do you think that number of game shows on TV is increasing?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course they are increasing, and you can say the way they are, you can letting people to play game. it- Their way of letting people is play game is very cheap.
Cheap. Yeah.
The
People
type
don't
of
like it.
game, the
Mostly.
types of the type of game, you can say the game must be about knowledge, like
Um,
the famous show was Tariq Aziz show.
yeah.
It
Yes, that
was
was
very
right.
informative.
Very
It was,
informative.
very informative, very was well liked by people, you can say that.
Yes.
It was the most famous show. I
Mm,
even know about it, even though it was not the show of my time.
mm.
So Tariq Aziz show have impact on people even now.
Yes. Yes.
Nowadays,
Yes.
people really usually talk about it.
Mm,
So even though my father used to, when they sit together, you can say my father,
mm,
my uncle, and my aunt. So they
mm,
usually used to talk about it. So
mm.
I think show must be like that, must be informative, not like
And
that. You can say in which people are getting insulted, or you can say their person, other person have to. You can say yes, there are other activities in show. Yes, uh, these shows have good activities also, but
mm.
mostly they are insulting people,
Oh, yes.
liking people down.
Okay. The host should be responsible person, not a foolish one. Okay. You are very right.
Yes,
Right. So, do you think that TV is the main way for people to get news in your country? Do you think that people watch TV just for news?
actually, if you ask me, elder used to use TV for information like news. So, but nowadays, not usually teenager, they
Hmm.
just use social media for these purposes. So I think the concept of TV will be sooner will be ended. There will be no TV. You
Mm.
can say cable TV. But yes, of
Oh,
course, there will be TV, but they will be used for other purposes, not for news channels and like that.
like video games, we see TV, people
Yes,
use TV screen for video games. I have seen children playing
yes.
cricket.
As a screen, they will use it as a screen for, you can say, computer with computer. So yes, I think the screen will be gone too, as there are other technology like
Mm.
projectors. So
Yeah, yes.
with the time, this technology also will be ended.
Mm.
I think there will
Are you
be
interested
no
in
need of.
modern technology?
Yes, of course, but I think everything have con and pros to advantages and a disadvantage too. So everything which come with the more advantage, it come with the more disadvantage too. As you know, the corona is the invention of new technology. So I think new, you can say our eyes, you can say our eyes are also affecting with this technology. So modern technology is also affecting our health directly and indirectly.
Okay. So, do you think that the people pay attention to adverts on TV? Do you think that people take advertisements so seriously, or they are interested in advertisements, or they just don't? They feel, you see, very uneasy. Sometimes I myself I feel very uneasy when there's break and there are advertisements on the TV. So, how do you think the
Actually,
people
you
react
can
to
say
that?
there are there are advertisement. There are advertisement which are also not, you can say, uh, very much usual in our society. Things like that. You can say advertisement. Such thing, they are advertising such thing which are not, you can say, fit to our society.
Mm.
So I think advertisement must be ethical. Of
Ah,
course, their channels are running through advertisement. If there will be no advertisement, there will be no TV channel.
ah.
So advertisement, yes, they are annoying, but their channels are also running through advertisement. So you can say that if there will be no advertisement, there will be no content to watch.
Mm. So, do you think that there should be a separate channel for advertisements?
No, who will watch advertisement?
Yes, people sometimes they take interest. Some business, those who are involved in business, and sometimes you see people when they are
So
free, they go to cinema.
how will people will
Uh,
earn through
I
online
think
business?
people don't need that. Actually, Google is the best place if you want to see something
Uh,
of your
Actually, I
advertisement.
want to tell you, yeah, I want to tell you, Google is also running through advertisement.
Advertisement, yes. Google is a big collection of all type of advertisements.
Actually, actually, Google is the biggest
Mm,
platform in
mm.
our Earth, so-called
Um,
planet Earth.
uh,
Bigger
uh,
platform who is using advertisement. They
advertisement, yes.
are earning through advertisement. There is
Mm,
no other way to earn. They have tax, but they are not earning that much as they are earning from advertisement.
uh-huh.
Actually, I am also as a blogger, as a website handler. I am also earning from the advertisement. So I have well experience about. I am well aware about this. So I don't think online thing will be running without advertisement. So
So how
advertisement is
like,
must.
do you have your channel?
I have website, Google website. I had a YouTube channel, but I am student, so I don't have
Mm,
that much time to
mm.
pay attention because these things need time, need
Ah,
concentration, need potential.
mm,
So I have that potential, that concept, that spark, but I
mm.
don't have that much time to, you can say, to manage such things.
I was thinking that I should make a studio. Okay, so there should be some camera, light, and a proper recording system. So, do
Yes,
you,
of course you can say, if you ask me, yes, of course you have potential, you can say, you can do it,
mhm.
of course.
Sometimes I wish that some my teachers of different subjects they should come here and they should see be online with the facilities like camera, lighting, all these recording.
actually
So
actually
I should
actually
facilitate them.
if you ask me, I
Mhm.
think if you ask me, I
Uh-huh.
think you can also guide people off camera,
Yes.
and it also very efficient, it also efficient, more efficient than that,
Yeah.
because there is technology through which we can write easily on
Mm.
our screen,
Uh-huh.
like there is ipad,
iPad, yes.
made by apple.
Apple,
So it
yes.
is the best technology, I think. If you want to teach mathematics, whatever subject
Mm.
you want to teach,
Uh-huh.
so it is very easy through ipad, and there is an app by Microsoft Notes. It
Uh-huh.
is now Microsoft Notes.
Mm.
So it is like Notepad, like this app as you are
Mm.
using. So it is also a tool in which we write through our hand, and it convert it into a computer language.
Okay.
You can say computer
Yes,
written language.
and there is, you see, I have heard about, you see, a kind of pen that is that we can use. Um, is there a pen, a USB type device that we can attach to our computer and we can use it as a pencil and normal, you see, working like we write on the page,
As I told you, as I told you, iPad.
iPad. But that,
Actually, there are devices. Actually, there are devices which we can connect with over, you can say, computer. There
laptop.
are also devices. Uh, yes, there are devices, but I recommend, if you want to start, but I think you should start from the beginning with low steps, small steps.
I have,
So this will be more convenient. If you
for
are
me,
earning
it
from, if
is.
you will start
Mm,
earning
mm,
from
mm.
it,
Uh-huh.
so earn from it, then spend on it. I think this
Yeah.
is a good concept.
Yes, yes, yes,
First
you are very
earn,
right.
then spend.
Okay, yes.
So first
Very good.
you should start from the, you can say, from step
Oh,
to step, from
step by step. You're very
you
right.
should you should take small steps.
Okay. So,
But I have I have a concept that if you are still consistent to anything, so you will be your work will be fruitful. Your
uh,
work will not go you waste. Your work will be fruitful. You will learn different things. You will came to know about different things. You can do better next time. So I think if you have any concept, so you must try it.
all right. So
Give
now,
it a chance.
okay. So next is last question. How important are regulations on TV advertising? So is there any policy that government follows? The advertising agencies have to follow
According,
some
if you ask
restrictions.
me, I think our, you can say, agencies who are you can say handling these things, they are not that much working or active. Actually, there are things I usually used to watch on TV, which are not, you can say, suitable to our community. So I think these things must be monitored for them. They should be released on TV.
How far are you satisfied with the TV programs?
Actually, nowadays I am, you can say, not a 50%. I am not even 50%. You can say.
So, which
Uh,
is your most favorite channel this year? There are so many channels, playing on TV. So, normally, what is your best choice about the channels?
Best choice. So
Do you go for
if you
Geo?
say
Geo,
Geo,
G.
yes, Geo. There are different channel of Geo too. Geo
Ah,
have a channel on which they telecast dramas,
hmm.
and there is a news channel. So I don't really watch their news channel.
Hmm.
So usually I don't really watch any of the news
Uh,
channel because
uh,
recent year I became to know that they really lie a lot. They
yes.
lie a lot.
Sure, of course, you are very right.
And even they cover their lie by lying.
Oh,
Even
yes, you
when
are very right.
someone point at them, they are lying. Instead of you can say accept that their lie, they cover their lie with another lie.
Other lie,
So
okay.
I think uh, as we were talking about
So you are mostly not, you see, satisfied with the performance of TV, different TV channels. You are not happy with TV channels. Hello, hello, are you there? Okay, Fahim, this is the end of the test, and I hope to join you tomorrow. So, okay, until then, I say you goodbye. Stay blessed, and have a nice, sweet dreams. Thank you for being with me. Okay, goodbye.